the volume that you
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
Smile. How many of you here are newcomers? Day one into meditation? Anyone here? More than 1 year you are doing meditation? More than 1 year? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's last 3-4 months? You know? 1 year. Good, thank you. So, pronounced to Brahmarshi Patriji, because as a one-man army, through him the whole movement, the PSS movement has emerged. And as a part of my childhood desire, where I used to think very passionately to invent a drug. This is at the age of my, when I'm studying the 6th standard to 8th, during that period. How to invent a drug. It should treat from headache to cancer, and then it should not cost a single dollar. So this is the vision I used to carry in my childhood. During my college days, I used to see the Chyawanprash and the lake bottles, and where all the disease names are there. And I used to think maybe I will invent Dr. GK bottle like that, and which will take away all the illnesses. And from there, finally, when we are studying the MBBS final year degree, we came to know about Patriji. My initial journey started with a personal 11-day course in Hyderabad, and that is where I turned into plant-based diet immediately. And then somehow that meditation not continued, but I came to know about PSS meditation. Initially, I got very good experiences. I can say the moment I started, different colors, triangles, experiences, and then within 10-15 days, I got Shirdi Sai Baba in my meditation. We are actually very strong Satsai devotees. And for the MBBS seat's sake, I did Santosh Matavratams, gave my hair to Balaji for 3 times. All the syllabus happened, but never I got the medical seat because of that. I felt like, okay, so I believe in superpower, but whatever I am doing, this is not God. Someday will come there and come to know the true God it is. And then finally, I am into medicine. And then in final year, I met Patriji in Kannur after getting all these experiences. Still, I am not believing in it, though I am getting telepathic messages from Shirdi. I went to Kannur, and that is where first time I met a group of people, around 60 to 70 people at that time in Buddha Purnima, and that is where really my journey started. After listening to them, my senior mentor Paul Vijay Kumar, he insisted again on belief only. He said like, means if you have a mustard seed of belief, you can move the mountain. That is what the standard GS test code he said. Okay, again these people are saying about belief only. I came back to hostel and then I started my journey. 2 hours, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours. Not this one. The other PowerPoint. You stop this. Please, you stop this. Yeah. So once in the hostel room, I did 21 hours meditation. That is my longest meditation time. Because at that time, there are no channels, no books. Patriji sits almost in anything. If we have doubts, then we have to sit and we have to ask in meditation. And we did a lot of thought power experiments. In a silly way, in a serious note, both the ways we did. And we are successful. The major breakthrough, it may look funny for you, but that is where really I am fascinated to continue this for the whole lifetime. Of course, we like the way Patriji teaches because he's like a spiritual scientist. He never allows us to touch the feet and all, no belief systems. And that really made us to being a group of doctors. We went there as medicos. It helped us to, grow further in that meditation. And The breakthrough experience is we got question papers while my MBBS final year exam. Every day in meditation, we used to get 85 to 95 marks question paper before the day in meditation itself. So we used to read the same, the next day the same. And that is really, are you following me? What I'm saying? Yeah, very serious, nothing is happening here. Okay. So just to break the ice, I'm trying to give my experience because this is a 1,000 times cassette I did with Patriji and with all. I can't play my cassette every time. If you go to the YouTube, it will be there in a very big way. In all the media channels, you can find me. Dr. GK Spiritual Tablets, PMC, Hindi, Kannada, Telugu, everywhere. But you need to know, because when you say MBBS doctor, leaving the profession, of course, I have not left my profession. The doctors are left their profession and they are doing something else. I don't know what they are doing. But I am continuously working with the patients on 24/7. But only replacement is in the physical tablets place, I kept spiritual tablets. So here the spiritual tablets means wisdom capsules with knowledge. Okay. Don't ask me any tablets after completion of 2 hours of my hard work here. Okay. That happens usually in rural area where I conduct a one-day workshop and then while going back, a senior citizen sitting in the last bench, he asked me, class is very good, food is very good, give me tablets, I'll go home. Okay? So don't put me onto that soft time. And so here the tablets, what I am going to give a little today because of the time constraint to understand what work I did. That is what best I can convey. The whole reason me coming almost for a 1.5 month, I started July 20 in Los Angeles. 4 days I was with my daughter studying there in the New York Film Academy. And then from there I went to REC Regional Conference in St. Louis. Then I was in Raleigh. Then I went to Canada for 10 days. And then New York, New Jersey, yesterday Richmond, and today here. From tomorrow, the list is up to Los Angeles, covering East Coast and West Coast. The reason behind to invite everyone to Mega Meditation Summit. So especially I no need to invite you because the embodiment of MMS is here in the name of Anil. So that's why he is good enough to invite you. But I am happy to meet all the Ashburn masters here. So when I meet some of the people in Richmond, I used to think, especially Sukrita is here. So one day I have to come to Ashburn. That is what I thought, and finally I am here today. Since 2017, I am coming to US. Almost like more than 30 states I traveled and I gave my talks everywhere. So this trip is dedicated to invite new people into MMS because the day one when I met Patriji, there are hardly 70, 80 people. In those days, that is the Anama Chakra, we can say. By the time the DMC is not initiated, only Buddha Purnima we used to do. And the 3-day travel, Dr. Newton is doing past life therapies, and Yogandhar is doing some sort of his own way of doing things. And some people will do thought power experiments telepathically. So that really like a monastery, I can say. And that gave me a kind of jolt, just to think seriously about what is happening there. Until then, I used to think, oh, these are all just imagination. People are, some people are talking and these people are thinking, and then that is same coming in meditation. That is what I thought at the time. But later on, when I did my own intense meditations, then I came to know a lot of facts, and then so that led to the continuation of my journey. And after completing my MBBS degree, parallelly, this a good amount of spiritual sangatya with the classmates and Patriji, I came to my native place, and from there onwards, my journey started. So in the last 20 years, before going into some spiritual tablets, to understand whatever I learned from Patriji, initially they were all just like spiritual concepts to grow rich by consciousness, to understand meditation well, life well. But when I worked in my clinical area, those concepts turned into like a spiritual pathology, I can say. If you go to a doctor, you will ask the doctor, what is the reason for the disease? They will say it can be a genetical, or it can be environment, or it can be some kind of theories they give according to the physical body theory. And they give solution with the medication. But here, the spiritual tablets will touch the soul area and then the spiritual intellectual area. From there, you can understand the disease from the roots. So before going into that, I would like to show some latest case studies. Next slide. So one PG, he came with a thyroglossal cyst of 5 centimeter tumor on the throat region. The reason he came, it is a very simple thing. Easily he can get operated for that thyroid problem. No, it won't continue this way. What is the problem? Can you tap and? It doesn't work. Oh, it's in the PDF form. Not PPT. But we are not able to hear it. That's okay. Yeah, next slide. Yeah. So he came to me with this 5 centimeters thyroid tumor. Okay. And the reason behind not going for surgery is surgeon has to put a knife on his neck. So he has a little fear complex. So you don't want to get that surgery done on the neck. He comes and says, suppose if you go deep, what is my life and what is my fate? No, medicine it won't go in that way. Happily, you can get surgery. It is a simple tumor, nothing happens for you. But he said, no, I want to try with this. So he came to me the year 2023, June, recently, and he stayed in the holistic center for 40 days. Usually for us, a tumor means it is a physical mass. Cut put is the only solution. But after the first 40-day session, again second day he did, and in the third 40-day session, he realized about his purpose of life, and then he started. Clearly, you can see in 2024 by August, so the throat is completely clear. And I sent him for the scan also. In the scan, hardly there is less than 1 centimeter tumor is there inside, not more than that. And currently he is working as a holistic center in charge in Hyderabad, Shadnagar, where I established a 2-floor Buddha meditation center for the cancer and serious illness cases. It is within the hospital only. They gave 2 floors for me, and then there I started my center. The one which I came out in 2003 and 2008, after running a 25-bed hospital, my own, for 2.5 years with the same setup on the top floor. I admitted almost 290 cases. Out of that, 90 cases were more than 90% successful. They are all like from headache to cancer, autoimmune disorders, polyarthralgia, severe joint pains, asthmatics, and some HIV cases. I used to put them on just plant-based diet and pyramid for the bed and continuous counseling, hours together meditation, and then they used to get out of the illness. A person came with ankylosing spondylitis, which is genetically, a tough disorder. Doctors gave him time from 3 to 5 years, not more than that, because the lungs will fuse and then he will die, usually. Till today, he is alive, happily married and 2 children. And then he became a teacher for all such kind of cases, actually, today. And his wife, he got married, and then it's a love marriage, and then she is a physiotherapist. She also came out of her profession after 10 years, and both of them are roaming around South India now to all the ashram to teach meditation. It is an exceptional case. What I found was every exceptional case can be treated if they become exceptional in the community. Today, you can see a lot of masters, exceptionally they are doing their own service. So that is how even I figure out the rare disorders usually. Next slide. So here, whatever we are thinking that there is a tumor, it is not exactly the physical mass. It is an energy block inside. Unwanted energy is clogged. When they turn into a meditation, plant-based diet, and then intensely working on their purpose, all that unwanted energy automatically dissipated, and the tumor automatically get completely released. So this is ulcerative colitis, one of the colon disorders, autoimmune disorder, which is very tough again. Lifetime they have to use medication. Never investigation stands normal. Next slide. And she came to me in 2005. Next slide. So this is the first diagnosis. Clearly, they gave ulcerative colitis. And then for the research purpose in 2012, I did the colonoscopy again, and it turned to be a complete normal study. The gastrointestinalist also surprised. How come she can get a normal colonoscopy? Within 2 years, she was completely relieved. But till now, she is very happy. But for the research purpose only, I took that colonoscopy result. So here, the day one, when the spiritual tablet started, because some seniors are there, I want to be a bit elaborate here. For the beginners, you just listen. So day one, after completion of my basic training with PSSM and Patriji and Masters, I came to Vizag, and then I am studying for my postgraduate entrance exam. Weekly once I used to conduct a small session like this to teach meditation in my own way, because it is a rule, Dhyan, Swadhyaya, Sajana, Sangatya. We have to spread the wisdom. Almost 24/7, I am into my PG entrance exam study the whole day, but only weekend, just 2 hours I used to spare. So during that period, here I am trying to reveal the tablet behind this. Colon problems, from constipation to colon cancer, ulcerative colitis, Crohn's disease. These are all sisters, okay? Big sister and small sister, and IBS also. So maybe she, yeah, example here. Yeah, sure. I will give you the opportunity.
In 2023.
Come here, madam. Yeah.
In 2023. Yeah. In 2023, I was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. And I didn't have any symptoms. I just went for colonoscopy just like that. And yeah, all came positive. They do 3 tests and everything came positive, and I didn't have any symptoms. And I actually didn't agree with the doctor.
So without any symptoms?
Without any symptoms, I just, because I don't notify, I went for the colonoscopy.
Oh, normal test.
Yeah. So everything came positive, and I was in denial for a couple of months actually. But I spoke to my cousin who is a doctor, and she said, give it a try. Talk to the doctor for take the medicine for 1 year, and then ask the doctor to take the colonoscopy again. So because I just wanted to follow her, because she is my sister and she tells me what is good for me. So I started taking the medication. So 4 tablets every single day. Those are big long ones. At the same time, Sukuta and Madhuri mentioned L1 is starting. So this is spiritual tablets L1 course. It's about 3 months, and it's not easy. You have to be committed to that. So I did that. And during L1 course, I didn't feel any special. It's regular day, or just learning the theory and trying to see where my stuff are. I have that too. So I was just trying to understand thought is going into my mind, especially this ulcerative colitis. This is the theory says it's all about your Ashburn. So I spoke to that teacher who wrote that Ashburn books, and she asked me all the questions where you are stuck. But for me, I didn't feel like I was stuck anywhere emotionally. So, but in my mind, it felt like it is going away. I don't know why. So after 1.5 years, I went again for the colonoscopy with PPE. I don't know what. I reduced my medication from 4 to 2 right now.
4 to 2.
What impacts that makes it? What
I'm not 100% sure.
What happens with the colonoscopy? I mean,
The colonoscopy is just a endoscope, and they will
so
see
something
what
is bad
happening.
in the bed, and other. Oh, we don't know.
So Madam said, don't know, right? She doesn't know, but we all know it is meditation. And Sari is saying that it is meditation that helps to.
Yeah, I
make
said
it happen.
Bakalu, actually,
Yeah,
meditation. especially once you know that ulcerative colitis is about.
Yeah, ulcerative colitis, what it means, I just want to know what.
You have the, yeah, in the sense, you have all these ulcers.
Okay, oh,
So
got
normally when you have those, you will feel constipation or tummy ache and all those, but I didn't have any symptoms.
okay.
But once I knew what was causing it, so I was able to work on myself. So that is why spiritual tablets, I think, really helped me.
Yeah, previous slide. Previous slide. So it's basically a colon, megacolon infection. Okay, so with severe ulcers, and then they will have a before slide. Previous slide. So here you can see somewhat pain in abdomen, bloody stools, diarrhea, loss of appetite, weight loss, trouble pregnancy. She had a trouble pregnancy before. It is not related to that. And then she became anemic also. Almost they will turn like 40 kg, 38 kg, you will see. Those because they can't digest the food. And usually they will have a lot of hospital admissions also. Once in a year or twice in a year, the admissions will be there. And from that point, she was completely cured, and now she is working as a admin CEO for the Spiritual Tablet Foundation for the India chapter as a full timer. And next slide. Next slide.
So how can someone diagnose that?
Doctors will diagnose it. Yeah, through that scope they will send. That is the diagnostic actually. That scope.
See, these are real life examples.
Yes.
The masters
Yes.
are still there. If you want to talk to them, so
Yes, they can talk. You can talk to them directly. And so this is all like because a lot of women are there, and here she came with a ovarian cyst in the ovary. That is very commonly we see, and even in fibroids, uterus, frequent menstrual complaints. These are the regular things that we see in our clinical thing. And she had a severe pain, and twice she admitted in the hospital, and they said clearly with a laparoscopy it has to be removed. Otherwise, sometimes it can be fatal. It can be dangerous also. But she want to get rid of with only meditation. By the time she's already into meditation, and she got some benefits, little benefits she already got. So then we started working on her. And next slide. So here the spiritual tablets means like 12 spiritual tablets, alcoholic and holic, dynamic and static, and interactions, 6 passions, uterus. So Garbhashay, the spiritual reasons behind the uterus organ, and emotional balance because it is the second chakra, and spiritual solutions, direct and indirect. So these are some of the, because regularly they go through a lot of counseling. What are the experiences they get in meditation, day-to-day life, and then the childhood passions, everything we take account. And then based on the meditation experiences, we give them some wisdom ideas. When they go through that wisdom idea, automatically whatever the patches they have in their intellectual thing, that will slowly be erased. Whatever the rotten belief systems they carry constantly, that will be replaced with a scientific understanding. When there is a scientific understanding in the intellectual plane, then their thoughts will become streamlined. If the thoughts are good, then the energy waves automatically will be good, the energy body. If the energy body is plain, then you can experience a physical plane as normal. Usually, we call the Edikonda Swami, Venkateswara Swami. Edikonda means there are not only 7 hills, there are so many hills there, but he is conquered the 7 layers of existence. Physical body, energy body, above that is mental body, and then above that spiritual body. After that, casual, supra-casual, and nirvanic bodies means Anandamaya Koshamu, Vishwamaya Kosha, and Nirvanamaya Kosha. This is the 7 body structure according to our ancient wisdom. The actual medicine will cover only the physical system, a little into mental area when we deal with the psychiatric illness or psychology areas. But here, very clearly, we try to understand the illness from headache to cancer, starting from 5, 6, 7 layers. Whatever the meditation we are doing, it will strengthen the 5th layer. And the books we are reading, it will strengthen the Vishwamaya Kosa. And then the sharing that we do, little sharing, it will strengthen the 7th layer Nirvanamaya Kosa, making ourselves completely zero. So starting from above, we are trying to cure the illness from the roots. That's why here, once they completely cure, if they are continuously maintaining that meditation part and then life journey with learning, the disease never recur again. In the medicine, the disease, there is every chance of recurrence because the soul is not learning what it is supposed to learn. We are all just trying to figure out something on the physical plane itself. Momentarily, it will go away, but again, it will come back in the same form or the other form also. So this is what initially, after going through a lot of case studies in the first 4 years of my practice, I came to know. Next slide. So these are the results, like before meditation, after meditation, both the scan reports. The ovarian system was completely gone after going through continuous counseling. And latestly, to reconfirm in 2024 August, again I took a scan because she is one of the counselor and teacher, and both the sons was in US only. 4 or 5 months she stay here and teach meditation a lot, and then she go back to India. A series of scans are there, but for the research purpose only, again I took, and then there is no ovarian cyst there. A simple left ovarian cyst, that is only, which is not simple one, is there. Next slide. And Crohn's disease is also same as earlier, like I said, ulcerative colitis. Next slide. These are before and after reports. Same, the colonoscopy result. Next slide. Usually, children will get a lot of problems, and then obviously we feel like they are just children. You know what they do. We will go for the doctor. Or parents always thinks that children are the main culprits. Like they have to do meditation and all. But what I found, next slide, up to age of 15 of the children, any problem if they have, the parents has to do intense meditation. And they have to work on spiritual children concept. We have a biological children chain. Similarly, we have a spiritual children. Today, for these 2 hours, you are all my spiritual children. Because I need to work on your consciousness to expand whatever the best I can. So similarly, whomsoever meeting you on regular basis, if you try to inculcate the spiritual ideas in them, definitely they can become your spiritual children, and then in due course of time, they develop and they start, living on their own, with their own meditation. So this, almost like 6 years he suffered. All sorts of treatments, allopathy, all pathies were completed. And that lady came to me, and then we worked almost for 1.5 years. When the mother started working on this, whatever the best she can give to the other people, she started giving through the spiritual children concept. And then a little meditation the children also used to do along with the mother. And it was completely normal until today, that infection was not there. So it is in 2021, almost it's been like 4 years, I can say. And now the mother, according to her own passion, she started learning the music. And then every year she conducts Ananda Brahma programs in East and West Godavari area. That is the area from where she came. She belongs to Anakapalli, neighbor city to Visakhapatnam, my place. But regularly she conducts an annual program where 2,000, 3,000 people will gather. The whole program is culture, art and dance only. But in between, she tell about meditation and she make the people to meditate for 10, 15 minutes. That is another movement recently we came up with. Yeah, next slide. So a lot of knee joint problems and polyarthralgias. Next slide. So this is before and after, and with a smooth journey. Yeah. Next. So this is where day one when I met Patriji, almost he is like a ferocious animal at the lion at that time. The moment he saw all our doctors, he said, "You all doctors are killers. You don't know anything. Okay, and what you are doing is completely stupidity. We are not just the body; we are the soul. You have to understand you from as an energy being, as a wisdom being, and as a soul. Then only you can cure the illness completely." That is what the first sentences he told. We ran away from him, and again we met him after 1.5 years. It doesn't mean that we didn't met him. We used to come, but we used to work with Dr. Newton, Paul, and Yogandhar, other masters only. We never went near to him. We felt like first we have to listen from the juniors. Once we are into the phase, then one day the day will come. He used to see us from the far distance. But every time when we go, he used to give us a beautiful spiritual book. Because we can read. We are a little into English, so as a group we are doing. And every book he used to give after he reads it. And then we used to go through that book for a couple of months, and then we used to do a lot of experiments with that theory that he used to give. At the same time, he asked us to do no food experiment. All of 5 of us he called. And all you guys from today, you are not going to eat anything for 30 days. He wrote on the book, nothing is impossible. Soul lives by cosmic energy. Food is only for taste and joy. It is not required to live. All this he wrote, and then he gave the paper. Put this paper in your hospital room and don't eat anything, he said. And then we came, and I did, yes. Almost 30 days I was in complete fasting. The only difference I made out is 6 kgs minus from this body.
Just
On the day one, I am like this anyway. Since intermediate, my weight is almost like 53, 54 always till today. At that time, I used to eat.
You can say directly. You can say directly. You can say directly.
Oh my God.
So, I am a very voracious non-vegetarian eater at that time. Okay. But from that point, when we are studying in Vijayawada, we used to even eat pigs also. It comes from that area. On the main Bandar road, we used to have that, what do you call ham meat? Ham. Yeah. So once I tried, but it is very tough to digest. I left it. But only thing is, it will come for 13 rupees plate, very cheap. So from that point, he asked us to do the fasting, and then we did almost 1 month. Out of 5, 3 people dropped. But me and Dr. Vijay Mohan, we both did completely. And then every day 4 hours meditation. And then 4 hours only I used to have the sleep, not more than that, because we are not eating anything. So I don't know how it worked out at that time, but all the things we used to read in the book, what happens with the long fasting if I die, and all the medical students, right? So yeah, I'm bound to read it. But nothing happened. And during that period,
You are on just water.
yeah, we are the water. Absolutely. On water and fish. Not even lemon. No lemon, madam.
Even I did.
No lemon honey fasting.
I did 7 days.
7 days we did. It's really great.
I got eczema kind of something. So
For that you did. Long.
no. I got the
After doing
ketosis.
Yeah,
After doing that.
ketosis.
Yeah.
See, when there is meditation, then all the side effects of fasting automatically will go away. That is what actually because parallelly we are taking the cosmic energy which is required for the soul. Then the fasting is always okay. And during that period, there is a cyclone in Konosema area. So we went for a 3-day as a medical camp. We are junior doctors, but they send us. It was scarcity of the doctors, so we were bound to go. And there, the paramedical staff who are there with us, they used to surprise with us. On the 3rd day, they came to know that we are not eating. Whenever they are asking for breakfast, we used to say, okay, you go, we will come. When they say, already we ate. Like that, we used to say, lie every time. 3rd day, they hold us and you have to eat in front of us. Then the day, there's a call. We said, we are not eating anything. We got it out. And it's a funny part. And my fasting closely with the trekking program. And I went to trekking also, almost like 54 kilometers trekking in Balaji forest. During that last day, with that only it is completed. In the trekking, Patriji, every day we used to call us and tell your experience to everyone. People are eating food like hell. Okay, so it is not required for the body. Doctors are telling, and they did experiment. See how their body is. They became so lean. And one important, interesting story. After 1 month, I went to Swarna Palace Hotel till I remember, and I ate the first vegetable fried rice on that day. The first spoon I took, it is like a bliss for me. Since then onwards, I stick to the mindful eating. The only 30-day fasting, what it does was, I turned into the mindful eating. Whenever I eat, even though I'm with TV or with the people or in any area, whatever is going in my mouth, I always there. Whenever I have a mindful eating, I don't eat more. That is the biggest thing happen. The moment I feel like I'm complete by taste, by happiness, whatever the fact it is left over, I will just leave it. For that Patriji theory, there is nothing is going on waste. If you put it on the bins, it will go to rodents, rats, and so many, microbes are living on that food, what we are throwing out. So usually we immediately will come forward with waste theory, But every food should be like a meditation, I feel. The point where you satisfied your hunger and satisfied your taste and mind happiness, then you have to stop. Whatever the quantity still it is left. So my wife, of course, she used to it. So that's why that is the biggest problem usually we have. She is also a meditator, and then that's why we never had any conflict in these areas, especially coming to the experimentation. So those days, working with Patri sir is really, sometimes it is very tough, and sometimes it is scientific, and sometimes it is great, obviously. So that is what he gave in the beginning days as a quote. Everybody will have an inner doctor, that is the intellect. And once you work with your mind, and if the intellect is calm, the mind also will be calm, and then we can become perfect with the body. So one has to activate their inner doctor. That is the only sentence used to tell every time. All the spiritual tablets roots started with 2 pages of brochure Patriji gave in Vijayawada in 2 days' time with the name Spiritual Health. In that clearly he gave, we are all energy, consciousness, and wisdom balls. All the systems of medicine like allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda, Unani, Reiki, pranic healing, gem therapy, chromotherapy, flower bath therapy, hypnotherapy, magnetotherapy, all therapies. 18 systems are good. He wrote everything in the paper. The first time I also came to know that many therapies are there, being a medical doctor. Because we are confined with our own hole, right? So, and he said, when you attach plant-based diet and meditation to the existing systems, they will become complete. What they are doing is good, but they are lacking in intellect and soul plane. If you attach meditation, then it becomes complete. Sooner or later, you can come out of all that medication supports as well. That is how he gave that beautiful pamphlet, and we are the reason for the disease, and we are the solution also. All these points he gave. So that 2 pages I took, and then I started working on it. A camps like this, I might have conducted more than 3,000 in the first 6 to 7 years of my time. Where I used to work with a neurosurgeon and then a gynecologist for 1 year, and a general medicine doctor for 1 year, and with a pediatrician for 8 months. My rural practice in my own village for 8 months with MBBS degree. All these days, I used to sit with patients. After conducting a session, I used to ask them, anybody using any medication? They will raise their hands. Hypertension, Shanku Chakra Gada is the common. You know Shanku Chakra Gada? Hypertension, diabetes, and gastric trouble. This is what I call usually. Lord Balaji has Shanku Chakra Gada as powers. And today the human being, supposed to be God, has three things that, these three. So I note down, and then I start working with them. At those days, when I am following them terribly, they have only three choices. One choice is getting healed completely. Then I'll stop calling them or knocking their door. The other thing is they have to save me. Namaste, we don't want to do anything, please don't come to us. They have to reject me totally. The third choice is they have to die. They should not be on the afterplane. Of course, the cancer cases, that is what happens. I used to follow, but some people will die after that because of the medication or, the fourth stage. Usually in those days, there is no much, cure at all. So from that point, when I worked with that brochure, finally the nature pushed me to invent this spiritual tablets wisdom. Because Patriji used to say, Dhyanam valne jnanamu, jnanam valne mukti. Dhyan se gyan, gyan se mukti. Meditation will give you wisdom through third eye. That is same in Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna says, Jnanagni Dagda Karmana. If you create the fire of wisdom, that will burn all the karmas. We know disease comes out of the karma, according to our mythology. So from that point, I worked. Next slide. So coming to some concepts I would like to tell today, and then we go for meditation, little meditation. Anyway, you can do meditation on your own regularly. So that's why usually in my sessions I give less importance to meditation and more about the wisdom. That is how I go. Next slide. Next slide. So if anybody is here saying that my life is going good, I have good amount of money, bank balance, okay, there is no health problem on the body, why I have to do meditation? Next slide. So if someone says like that, I have 3 tablets for them. Okay. Next slide. Until you go to the 3 happinesses, there you go. Okay. So for them, I have 3 tablets. I listened from Patriji initially. When someone says, I am happy, nothing is required, it means that they are okay with the happiness to be always, one has to be happy. That is what they need. No, inka go forward. So look at me, listen to me when it comes to okay, yeah. So people live only for happiness, that you agree? Happiness comes through 3 modes. Happiness through physical means, that is Vishyananda, that is 33%. Happiness through musical means, culture, art, dance, all arts, okay, that gives happiness, that is Bhajanananda, that is 33%. These are the only 2 things you see in the world. But the third one is Brahmananda, blissful happiness. Happiness through spiritual means. When you are into meditation, you can go into deep bliss, and that gives you tremendous happiness. When I listened this, 3 happinesses from Patri sir, should be before. Yeah, okay. Go down. When I listened from him, initially it is only a concept for me. Okay, already I am into music and I am into food happiness, anyway it is there. But this, what is the Brahmananda, blissful happiness? It took around 5.5 years for me to get it, actually, frankly speaking. In those days, I used to have a lot of doubts. Am I going in the right path? Being a medical doctor, I have to write about plant-based diet. There is no protein concept there. And then no medication is required. Then what do I do? All these doubts are there. In spite of Patriji coming to Vizag, doing so many programs, almost it's been 5.5 years. I am running through the PGs and learning things. When I'm in Andaman Islands, working as a medical officer for the Java tribes there, Java tribes means they don't have any clothes. They are like animals only. Okay, 40,000 years back culture, Stone Age culture they hold. For them, I am the medical officer because nobody interested to do that. That post is always vacant, and then I am the one to do it. So during that period, a research program is going on. That is where I had my first oneness or blissful experience, I can say. I was completely absorbed into that totality. It's a bit good experience, I can say. That is the point where all my doubts were completely gone. Until then, there is a point source of doubt. Am I going in the right way? And I quarreled with Patriji also in phone with a great courage, I can say. And then finally I understood something, and then I followed my own program. And then finally, I got that first bliss experience. Until then, till today, there is no looking back. Because there is a continuous, I was just absorbed in the universe and I became an instrument, and universe just guiding me, and I'm going forward along with the whole team of spiritual tablet counselors and everyone. During that period also, I took this as a spiritual concept. But when I started working with infertility cases who doesn't have the children, there are 3 levels of training for them. In the first level, of course, the basic 18 principles, turning into plant-based diet and meditation, pyramid power. When they do everything, automatically within a year, they'll get children. Suppose if they are not successful, then we try to counsel them to understand their purpose of life, to work on their uniqueness, to work on the emotional balance, because the second chakra is all about emotions. And with the male partner, if they have problem with their semen count and all, we work with the unique qualities of them. So all this already, whatever we invented, that we used. And in that level, definitely almost they get children. And there are cases, even after that, they doesn't get the result. Then that is a point where the nature pushed me to invent this Brahmanandam tablet on them. When I put them into that exercise, sooner or later they get that blissful experience. In that high volt of current, I need to compare with current only, it's not current. But in that energy, what are the blocks that are there, which are unseen to the modern, medical science, or even with meditation also, that will automatically go away. Not only with infertility cases, the neurological disorders where there is a residual paralysis. They get paralysis, and after that physiotherapy, still some, weakness will be there. Doctors say it will be there for lifetime. There is no treatment. But when they stay in holistic ashrams with pyramids that we built greatly in India for 40 days or 60 days, sometimes 3 months, then clearly they can see some difference. The muscle power automatically they will bring back after going through this blissful happiness exercise. So that's why for me, it is like a spiritual pathology, a treatment for the patients with the diseases they hold. Initial days, I used to think, okay, these are all very good spiritual concepts which we can apply for the enlightenment. That's why all these 25 years, almost like 20 years, I am running behind the illness to chase with the spiritual reasons, and then today we are almost set with the majority of the illnesses with level 1, level 2, and level 3 wisdom with 500 plus spiritual concepts. So these are only the 3 I told now. There are 500 plus like this. So this we use in regular counseling in day-to-day phenomena. Next slide. So to achieve this, we need to work with 3 goddesses, the Lakshmi, Parvati, and Saraswati. These are another 3 tablets again. Usually doing puja for Lakshmi, Parvati, Saraswati means we keep a photo and then flowers we throw. No, that is not the real puja of Lakshmi, Parvati, Saraswati. We need to start with Parvati. Parvati Ma means energy, meditation, and then spiritual wisdom. A sense of detachment to adopt. Then you will understand your true potential, what you are, why you are, what are you, everything you know. From there, you need to go to Saraswati. Means arts. One has to learn arts. It is existing only in the earth plane. If you go to another dimension, there you don't find our tambura or guitar and all these things. So as long as you are here only you can do all sorts of arts happiness you can get. That is another 33%. Wherever there is true Parvati and true Saraswati, I am adding the word true. Our Parvati Saraswati is different. But the true Parvati Saraswati means you have to invoke your internal energy through meditation and understanding the spiritual science, understanding your purpose. That is what true Parvati is. Similarly, Saraswati. If these 2 are not true with you, then you may have Lakshmi, but it is like a COVID Lakshmi. During COVID, you have money, but you know what it does. So that's why one can have Lakshmi, but it is not the real abundance. You pretend that you have abundant with money and everything, but one fine day when you hit the wall, nothing comes to you. So that's why once your basic money is there to survive, then immediately we have to shift from Lakshmi to Parvati to understand God, understand our true self, and from there we need to shift to music and culture and art. Most of the senior masters, they are a bigger failure in this section. I am sorry to say this. When I work with them or any health problems they hold, immediately within few days, they will get some experience or dream or day-to-day experience, coincidence, in such a way that they need to go into some kind of art. Maybe they have a childhood passion, or latestly, they start getting some cinema actor dreams. All of a sudden, Pawan Kalyan will appear in his dream, and both of them are traveling in a train. For you, it is a funny thing, but for me, it is a serious, note. It is like an MRI scan for me. And immediately I put them onto this Lakshmi Parvati Saraswati tablet. Now your basic Parvati is over. Now you need to learn that particular art every day. One beautician came to me after doing 1.5 to 2 years of meditation. She got rid of her migraine headache with it and some of the gynecological problems. But her thyroid is not going away. She is using almost like 75 to 100 mg MCCG by the time. When she came to me, someone told, Dr. GK is there, he will give some mad tablets, so go in to him, and he is the only one can answer you in Visakhapatnam. That is how I refer the case, people refer to me. I listened to her very patiently for 40 minutes. Then I realized she is very passionate about music from the childhood. But her daily schedule is like morning 9 a.m. to night 9 p.m. She is in a beauty clinic with 6 assistants. And nobody told that she can learn music because it is not there in our genre, right? After 35-40 minutes, nobody expects that you will go and learn music or dance. And that is a stigma for us. And immediately, by the time she came to me, she is doing meditation for 4 hours. Early morning 3 hours and night 1 hour. 3 to 6 and night before bed 1 hour. I just changed the prescription in such a way that I wrote from today 30 minutes, half an hour meditation and 3.5 hours music practice. Exactly within 6 months, she is totally zero with the thyroid medication. And today she is a very great singer. And she taught meditation to hundreds of beauticians. And regularly, now she made her beautician, clients to do Kera meditation. You know Kera meditation, what it is? After doing the painting, they'll put to Kera, right? When she met me, I asked the same way. How is going Dukan? Kera meditation kaise ho rahi hai? That is what I ask her always. So that is what you can find in Vizag. So many beautician clinics, you find that meditation chair and pyramid in beautician clinics. The waiting period will be with meditation only. Whenever there is a waiting with the mask, of course, that Kera meditation anyway is there, and that is how slowly they make them to meditate. And she came up with a book, Atma Saundaryam, Inner Beauty. That you can find actually, the inner beauty. So she's a very big journey with her. So that is how the book which we wrote on thyroid, it is a simple pocket book. It gave relief from the thyroid medication for hundreds of people today. Meditate and understand the book and apply it, and then they are out of the thyroid medication. Otherwise, being a medical doctor, lifetime I have to write the thyroid medication. Because there is no cure for it. That you also know very well. And the problem they get, even in spite of medication, that lethargy, thick skin, and some symptoms always they throw because of that hormonal, failure. Next slide. So this Lakshmi Parvati Saraswati looks like very simple, but shifting from Lakshmi to Parvati, Parvati to Saraswati is the process people has to go through. Basically, disease is nothing but a stagnation in our life. Any area, if you are stagnated, similar kind of people you will attract into your life. Whenever you are listening to the same kind of story, same kind of information, as you think it, so you are. One day or other, you will fall in that pit. When you are expanding your consciousness and continuously are learning, and you will not be attracted with any kind of unwanted inputs that are there in the community. Community is always a big mess. How we are going to attract that is where your inner intelligence comes. And this is again another simple concept by Patriji. Most of them I see Telugu here. Telugu, it is very beautiful. I'll explain in English also anyway. The common man to ruler. Chalakudu, Sravanudu, Grahakudu, Sadhakudu, Bodhakudu, Shashanudu. This is what simply he gave initially. This is a grading concept to understand where exactly we are operating. Common man, Chalakada means a common man who is just traveling every day. He doesn't even know where from he came, why he is roaming. Only thing is money, of course, that we know. From Chalakadu, first he has to listen. That is Shravanadu. Whenever classes are happening like this, or Sadguru or Ravishankar, any spiritual master, whatever they are giving, first they have to listen. A common man has to become a listener first, Shravanadu. Once they listen, then they become grasper. They will grasp the things. So they will upgrade to Grahakudu. One thing or other, oh, this is beautiful. It can happen like that they will get. So there is a beautiful saying. This is what usually I try. If you cannot convince, better you confuse. So when you confuse the people, they start thinking on it. And one fine day, definitely they will be convinced. Because truth is truth. Initially, they may not be ready. But when you listen the things, then at least you will get that confusion. What my theory is right, or what they are saying. I showed you the picture clearly, the thyroid, tumor. Usually with our common sense, tumor means it is a mass. It won't reduce with anything. You need to cut and then you have to remove it. But I told it is an energy pass and with a clear-cut example. Lot of tumor cases we did. It may not be in hundreds and thousands because it has got certain specifications to work on it. It's an advanced subject which I can't tell here, but there are days in future where people believe in this absolute energy theory, and then without surgery they can completely cure their tumors, even though it is cancerous origin. We are heading towards that day by day. So from a listener, they will become grasper. Once they grasp the things, they will become as a practitioner, means sadhakudu. Grahakudu will become sadhakudu. They will start practicing it. Once you practice it, after enjoying the truth, after understanding and reaping the benefits of your practice, you feel like you're spreading the same to other people. So you become a bodhakudu. So sadhakudu will become bodhakudu. In the bodhana stage, if you stay for example, 5 to 10 years, and then you become a ruler, means a Shashanadu. From the Gautam Buddha, is a Shashanadu. Whatever comes out of his mouth, it becomes a truth. It will manifest automatically. That is what we call Vakshuddhi. Okay, once you are in the teaching profession continuously, unwanted things never comes out of your mouth. If it came means, then it is a truth. That is how usually we see. So, from Chalakudu to Shravanadu to Grahakudu, Sadhakudu, Bodhakudu, and then Shashanadu. So, it looks like a beautiful concept, and this is how even I grow from one level to other level. When we work with our PG means patient God. We never call them patients. We call them patient God because he is a God. Okay, came with some layers which are patchy. Once they work on that, automatically they become God automatically. When we work with them, they will tell an experience. It can be a dream or in a day-to-day life. I went to a party. There, he is about to, put curry or usually curry or sweet. He is about to put, but suddenly that spoon fell down, and then again he has to go back and then bring another one. Something like that. They will tell an incident. This is called situational analysis. The same thing can happen even in dream also. It can happen in physical reality as well. When they tell that experience, we round up that. Basically, spoon is to give something, right? That is what we know very clearly. To serve something to other people. Body level, it is the food that we are serving. In the soul level, you have to serve the meditation and spiritual wisdom to the other people. These two servings are there, not only just physical body. We are more intended towards serving other people in a physical sense because we are used to that. But for a evolved soul, who is an embodiment of God, almost like he is about to complete the earth reality, the Tirthankara Gotra Bandham means in the last incarnations, we do a lot of Dhyan Prachar. We give only wisdom to the other people. So the dream or an experience will come in such a way that it is telling you that you are not properly serving what you are supposed to serve. That's why that incident happens. It looks like very funny thing or a simple thing for you, but for us it is an MRI scan. And then immediately we put them. By the time they tell that experience, they are very good with their practice. Diabetes also comes down, but here and then low back pain or whatever the problem they hold, it keeps coming on and off because they are very good in practice, but they are not as a teacher. So in that junction, whenever they have experiences something related to giving something to the community, whatever the way it comes, we put them into the teacher position. Whatever you achieve till now, whatever you know, try to teach to other people. The more they teach, the more they automatically attain the health area. So like that in every junction, just for an understanding sake, one junction I told, but every junction is nothing but a stuck. A common man not listening to other people, that itself is a stuck. Mostly they come with ear problems because they are not ready to listen. Usually, are the reeling sensations, tinnitus problem, because that is also related to the ear area. And from there, again grasping the things. From there, again practicing it. Whatever you understood, that you need to practice. If you don't practice, that is where again stuck. So stagnation is nothing but the disease. This is how we need to understand. Next slide. What is the time, sir? Another time, 15 minutes, okay?
I mean, you can continue, sir.
Yeah. 8:30? Okay. 8:30 is the time? 8:13. Okay, good. No problem. So, almost this is the last one. So, 4 obstacles of a warrior. This is another 4 important tablets. Really, this helped me in my own journey for my own meditation practice and enlightenment. This concept was derived from teachings of Don Juan. Don Juan is a spiritual scientist. He gave that beautiful book. In that, Patriji read, and then he used to teach these 4 obstacles in every class. The first one is fear. That means when you start meditation, the inward spiritual journey, these are the 4 obstacles will you come face to face with it. The first one, you have to work on your internal fears. It can be body fear, mind fear, intellectual fear, and soul fear. All the 4 fears. And then ego, and then the powers that you get, and then spiritual laziness. A little bit I'll elaborate. When I told you the fear, whatever the fear that we carry in day-to-day life, that itself is a disease. Whenever we are stuck with any kind of fears, usually the problems will be related to the root chakra. All low back pain and leg problems, piles complaints, and then genital problems, frequent urine infections, all Cocking's problem especially, these are all something related to hidden deep fears. It can be soul fear also. So these 4, when they conquer, automatically they will be out of that low back pain to root chakra supplied, energy supplied areas, they can come out. When I say about the fear, just to understand, because my class should not be like a Purana Kalakshepa. Okay, you always should remember the tips I am giving here and there, they will catch your brain and you keep remembering me again and again in day-to-day life. That is how usually I go. There is a pot, okay, which is used for some water or whatever you want to. If the base is missing in the pot, whatever you pour, what becomes? They will go out, right? So when you are carrying fears, you are almost like that. You are a pot without the base. Because of that fear, whatever the energy and whatever the dust things you are taking, because of the fear, they will be drained out. Almost like useless, we can say. When you carry the fear, which is not the diagnostic of the God. That is what we are basically. And then now, once you conquer the fear, usually any fear can be completely alleviated with intense meditation, first 50% cake, another 40% with analysis, books, Sajjana Sangatya, meeting the masters, working on that, why exactly I am getting this fear in this time with this possibility, and then you will be out of it. 10% will be always remains, even for me. I am doubtful whether these guys will drop me tomorrow morning or not in the airport. they give my millets food or not, vegan food or not. They may put some garlic. All doubts always I have. That little fear always will be there whenever you are operating in a new area, new, junctions, taking a house, every area. So any new thing, that 10% fear automatically remains. As long as you are in this physical body, we are covered with 3 layers: the physical covering, the mental covering, the intellectual covering. The real soul is trapped in these 3 layers. So that's why there will be some sort of human, layers will be there. That 10% always remains. It is not a problem. It never gives you any kind of disease. You will crack it in sooner or later with your experience. Then, next comes the ego. This is called clarity. Don Juan says it as a clarity obstacle. When you say everything is clear, that clear itself is an obstacle. Because you are closed. You are not listening from the juniors or not continuously learning something. So when you understand that we are learners, teachers, and doers, as Richard Bach says, then you will be out of this ego obstacle. Through meditation only, we understand that, and through guru or through books, slowly we come out of that ego layers and we become completely down to earth over a period of time. That is what the meditation will do. Otherwise, regular people, the ego layers always they remain, and because of that, they create their own problems. So most of the ego will create problems from Swadhisthana chakra to Manipuraka. Majority of the illnesses like diabetes, hypertension, gastritis, liver problems, most of the colon problems are related to that area. And then now come to the pot story. Okay, so the pot is there, it is good, but it has got small holes. Base is there, but it has small holes. Then what happens? Morning you are pouring something, by the evening it becomes empty. So because of this ego trip, somewhere or other you lose your patience and you do something, and energy packets automatically will go away. Again you become a zero by the night. That's why one has to work on their ego, and when you maintain that constant learning, you will be out of it. And then you will get into the spiritual power. When you meditate, you will get spiritual powers. Powers means not like telepathy, teleportation, big powers I am not talking about. Thought power, speech power, position power, sthana bal, time and money. These are the current day powers. When I am telling about powers means these powers only. If you are able to use them in a righteous way, then you are good. If you are putting in a wrong area, then that is where you are bringing your own hell into your life. What is right and wrong? When you are a beginner in spirituality, you can do some sort of experimentations like manifestations, whatever you want to achieve. You are allowed as a beginner. But once you go through that content and then understanding the enlightenment factors and everything, after reaching a point, we realize that whatever the universe is giving, it is always right. We should not ask what best we need to do, that we need to do and wait. Ask very gently and it will be given automatically. We should not use our thought power and speech power to get a golden saree or golden bangle 100 times asking and all this. Of course, both the ways it applies. So one has to use the spiritual powers after reaching a point for their own individual growth or the community spiritual growth. This is the important point here. You can do yajnas, you can do build community pyramids, you write your own spiritual book, or do 100 days of sadhana, 100 days of teaching. All sorts of true difficulties you can keep and use your thought power there. The more you use your thought power towards the spiritual development of an individual or the community, whatever you are supposed to get, you are bound to get. It works in a reverse way. That is what Jesus Christ said. Seek is the kingdom of God and his righteousness first, then all else will be added unto you. The God is within you is very beautiful. First look into it. The first word he gave. Most of the pastors also don't understand this. First you have to go see inside. Then everything means like prosperity, health, happiness, everything automatically comes. But now in modern day, to our children, what we are saying, first get the job, get money, you will get everything. We are telling in reverse way. To tell that statement, we need to have to work on that first. Once we work and then we realize our inner God, then we understand the value of it. That is what happened to us. Exactly 6 months before the exams, that shloka came to me, Jesus Christ quote. I put it in my room. Whenever I want to read, it says you work on the inner God, everything will come to you. What will come? Exams are coming nearby. And finally, before the exam, the question paper came. And by just looking at the question papers, every day we wrote the exam. We completed. But of course, all that subject again I covered in my PC entrance. Miracles happen only once to realize what truth is. So if you believe in God very strongly, and God will appear. That is what that shloka says. Similarly, in Bhajagovindam, Shankaracharya says again, because here I have to convince you, we have to use the spiritual power only for the individual soul development and community soul development. Why I am saying this is, there is a pure theory behind that. Shankaracharya says, Yogaratova Bhogaratova, Sangaratova Sangavihinaha, Yashya Brahmani Namate Chittam, Nandat Yava. One is always happy, happy, happy. Who is happy? Yashya Brahmani Ramate Chittam. Means your Chittam, your focus should be always on the God. The person who always keeps his focus on the inner God, he is always happy, happy, and happy. And before that, he gave another two things. Yogaratova, Bhogaratova. Whether you do puja, pata, namams, and everything, all arbatams, if you do, I don't bother. I don't care. Or you are always into club and casino, that also I don't want to. Bhogaratova. Bhogam means enjoyment. That also I don't want. Sangaratova, Sangavihinha. Whether you are with the community or you left the community, that also I don't want. But what he says is, always be with God, the inner God. Then he only will be happy, happy, happy. During my first 6 months of age, Patriji told this sloka, he explained and he left. Okay, it is there in my brain. And in the hostel room, hardly we are doing half an hour meditation, and then we go to, as usual, posting, hospital, the 4th year, and we do all sorts of jokes, cracks, and girls, as usual, I am a medical student, right? Obviously. So by the time evening come to hostel, then I used to see Patriji photo here and there. And then he says 24/7 live on the God. And what I am doing, after going to hospital, I left meditation, such an incident is there, I completely forgot. So 2 days, 3 days, I try to remember everything all the time, but I am unable to. So what is the practice I am doing? Only that half an hour, 40 minutes meditation I am doing. But this 24 God is not there. And how can I become happy? Then I am not doing what Shankaracharya did. Practically, you know what I did? I put a triangle mark everywhere. For me, the triangle means energy, consciousness, and wisdom, ECW. That is what Patriji gives in our logo. Human being means ECW. I put that energy, consciousness triangle in my room, and in the bathroom where we put the mug, triangle, and in the college hostel, on the college bench, everywhere I put the triangles. In the bus where we travel, in the bus. And whenever I see a girl, if I see the bindi, it is not a bindi, it is a triangle for me. Practically, I am telling you how it works. And I can compare with the Om Shanti technique also now. So when I made like this, it took just 1.5 months for me. That every time I remember that I am energy, consciousness. Wherever I see the triangle, triangle means energy, consciousness, wisdom. I am God. Inside it is God is there. That's all. It is not just that meditation gives you guys. We have to realize that we are God 24/7, at least for a period, until you complete your third eye. That is what I did. Within 2 months, there is a major transformation happened for me. And clearly I can see, because 24/7, I am repeating that. And the same thing I listened in Om Shanti also. Always in Om Shanti they say, I am God, I am God. Always they ask them to say that word. I used to laugh at that, the way they teach. But that is what even I did. But because of the Chetasuddhi and parallelly the meditation and the books that we are reading, and at that time I used to listen Osho cassettes a lot to come out of that stagnated material thoughts and wisdom. And finally I was there. So, You have to use your spiritual powers, that thought power, speech power, position power, time and money to Mega Meditation Summit. Okay? The more you use for the spiritual purpose, the more you get. That is what Shankaracharya Sloka says and Jesus Christ said, every master says. Initially, day one, you can do a lot of experiments. We did so many experiments. The exam question paper we leaked, and we used to sit in the hospital room, close all the doors. We used to put a needle in the center, and just with the thought power, it has to revolve. And we used to make it. All sudden, and we used to sit in the bus in different areas. And we used to say on the Bandar Road near Kandari Hotel, the bus should stop. Usually it won't stop there because day scholars will come into the bus. It has got its own stops. But we used to put a thought power and then we used to meditate and exactly bus will stop there. After doing so, all the powers you can do in number of experiments until you prove yourself. But after that, the basic powers like thought power, speech power, position, everything, you have to use only for your individual self-growth. You are able to do 2 hours meditation. Now you have to do 3 hours or 4 hours. You have read 2 books. Now you read 5 books. Write your own book. Travel to meet a master. Conduct a yajna program like this. It needs a little pain. That is where we have to use our thought power. Then only we are correct with the spiritual power junction. Otherwise, we stuck there. Most of the neurological problems in the body and degenerative diseases like knee joint degeneration, joint degenerations, these are all related to failure in the spiritual power area. Now come to our pot story. Pot is there, nectar is there, means amritam is there inside, but there is a golden plate on the pot. So when there is a golden plate, what we do? We attract to that golden plate. We never go into the nectar. That is what the meditation gives the biggest hit for you. When you do meditation, you will get power. You will get thought power, speech power, whatever the business target you keep, they keep going. And you keep booming with your real estate money, maybe, or with the share market money because of the power. But you are stuck at the golden plate, not going inside the original nectar, the amritam, which is there in the pot. That is what the power obstacle I will rank. And then, so once you are out of that power obstacle, you are keep still working on inner intelligence only, then finally you may land at a spiritual laziness, adhyatmic alas. Most of the skin problems, mild psychiatric problems, and relationship problems in day-to-day life, and financial problems, social problems. These are all because of the spiritual laziness area. Only with that tablet we cured so many psoriasis cases. It is very tough, the psoriasis. But there are cases we have very good result. They left with a simple patch and it never recur again. Once they work with the spiritual laziness area. What we do is, whatever the thoughts, ideas, opportunities they are getting, everything we write on a paper. We ask them to write as a checklist. And they need to follow 10 out of 10. You cannot simply leave 1 or 2 compromising with the other areas. Because my boss is not agreeing, wife is not agreeing, or community. You cannot tell the reasons. Whatever you got, everything 10 out of 10 you have to complete. That is what the skin is. On the skin, if you have any holes here and there, does it work? Skin is nothing but protection. It has to cover everything. Even a single area, there is a point source of gap is there, we call it as a ulcer. Either you have to stitch or you have to put some ointment. So similarly, you have to be 10 out of 10 in your workout. The similar principle, a little we apply for diabetes also. So in the spiritual laziness, the thumb rule is continuous learning. Every day you need to learn something or other, ABCD, starting from the scratch. It can be a language, or it can be an art, or it can be a spiritual subject. By hiding the slokas, understanding a spiritual subject, to conduct a 3-day workshop or a 5-day workshop, to gain that wisdom. Something or other, there are a number of things to learn continuously. So when you are learning continuously, then you are not into this laziness. This is the area where you listen from the people's mouth, like sitting with a coffee, they say, oh, the whole world is completely into chaos. We cannot change this world. It's all gone. These are the stupid words we listen from them because of the spiritual laziness. They know everything. There is God, there is Bible, there is Bhagavad Gita, there are masters, meditation is there. Everything we know, but we don't want to work on that. In spite, we give our own beautiful dialogues on the whole world. That is where the spiritual laziness ranks. And this is the tablet gave me 2 tappad on my cheeks, beautiful cheeks, turned completely red with Patriji. We are in the railway station, Vizag. Somehow I am telling so many things today.
Yes.
I don't know, some beginners are also there.
They are interesting.
But when so many seniors raised hands and I removed my filter. Okay, otherwise I have to daba ke bolna padega mere ko. We are just sending off Patriji. There are around 15-20 people on the station, railway station. Suddenly one university professor came. How the spiritual laziness will work out, I will tell you. University professor came and then the main chairperson of Vizag CCC, lawyer, immediately brought him to Patriji. He's a great university professor, thinking that Patriji will change him and then the whole university will change. That is his calculation. And he came, sir, explaining him that the whole world is in mess. We have to teach meditation. We have to bring them everyone into plant-based diet. These are the basics. And he, in his own way, he is telling to the professor. And then immediately the professor nodded, no, sir, the world is totally gone. It is impossible to, make it set right. It is out of the box completely. Like that he said. Patriji again said, no, Swamiji, I am for that only. So many people are today turned into plant-based diet and meditation. Again, he explained in detail with the movement. Then, no, sir, I don't agree with this. He said, Professor, no, he has his own acts and things. And as usually, he becomes completely turned red, and he turned like this, and I am there, and he gave me such a slap. And I'm just going back. Where are you going? Come front. I went again. Again, he gave me another one. Everybody asked, did you put any lipstick on your the cheeks are what? And you don't believe, actually, I am not there. I am just a bit far. Some luggage things are I am doing. Suddenly, I got an inner call. Go to master, go to master. Go to Patriji. Then immediately I came. The moment I came, there is a sound. The sound is coming. It's coming on my cheeks only. And वो university professor को पता चल गया. And he understood. He is so serious. नन्नु कोट्टाल्సింది ఆయన కొట్టారు. He's supposed to beat me, and he beat him unnecessarily. And then he was surrendered. And there is a long discussion. Of course, he became a meditator later, and then we started meditation university. So to start meditation university, I have to take 2 years. But for me, something else is going on. I have my own lesson. I have a Y junction. I am thinking whether to ask Patriji or not. I know the answer, but I want answer from him. He gave a beautiful 2 answers. That negativity completely gone, and then I selected the one which I want to go through, and then I just went. Spiritual laziness is that you cannot simply throw the words without experience, without understanding, as a layman, that the whole world is mess.
What diseases?
We know the disease is skin problems. Because you know everything, skin problem with that you can live, no? With the skin problem, hardly you may get a scratch, not more than that. Okay? And you keep living with it. You adopt with it. It never stops you somewhere. But once you work 10 out of 10, that is called Rakshana Kavacham, Vajra Kavacha. So I wrote a book, Vajra Kavacha, on the skin problems. And there are 7 to 8 reasons I gave. If they go through it, so you can download my app in Android and iOS. Spiritual tablets, if you type in iOS also, it will come. And in that, you can find most of these concepts and books in that. Okay? So that is how these 4 obstacles, when I listened from Patriji 28 years ago in Karnool Pyramid, those are just concepts. But when I started working with my patient God, every disease behind, these are the 4 obstacles we can clearly see. Once they work on that, then they can automatically come out of it. Not only the spiritual power area, most of the Reiki and pranic healers, they used to come to me with frozen shoulder and hip is completely locked. Because they are giving their power to the other people in the form of healing and fingering into other people's karma, that they are bound to get it back again. That is how they come with the frozen shoulders. So I used to explain them the three types of services. Next slide. Social service, spiritual service, and spiritual science service. These are the three services. This concept also is from Patriji. Initially, it is a simple concept. Service means just giving money and donation. That is what I even know, like everybody. And I used to do also with my kind heart. But first time I came to know from him, social services like roti, kapada, makan, food, shelter, and clothing for the person who is in need. That is the first level. And then Sharanagati Seva, spiritual service means the missionaries that they are doing the same thing again, but in front of a photo or a god. So that Nastik will become Astik. Who doesn't believe in God, he starts believing God because he is getting something from that particular Swamiji or a God. In the third place, it is spiritual science service. Adhyatmika Sastra Seva means you need to give only the wisdom to the person who is suffering, not the money. If you give the money or food, on that day it is okay, but next day again he will come to you. And Patriji, initially, when I met him, in the initial days, when the beggar comes to his house, he used to invite him like a guest. And he used to show him a 10 rupee or 20 rupee note. I will give you this 20 rupees, provided if you do 1 hour meditation. And he used to make them to sit for 1 hour. Then only he gives 20 rupees. Nobody will give 20 rupees in India. Hardly they will give 25 NP also. Sometimes if he doesn't have money, he used to show the food on the dining table. He will get a complete meal and sit him for 40 minutes meditation. You know what happened after 6 months? All the beggars in that area, they came to know there is a Gadi Admi inside. If you knock the door, 1 hour is gone. They will come to the door, they will put a namaskar and then they will go away. Nobody will dare to knock the door. This is how from the scratch he grew. We simply say, oh, my friend came, he is very tough, he doesn't have food, that's why I helped him. No? Okay, first ask him to promise become vegetarian from today. Otherwise, you are putting your finger into his karma. He will eat non-veg enjoyably, all the chicken and mutton, and you are going to go in between and help him. How come it could be? All the sins he is carrying, all the bad karma he is carrying, you will become part of it. Next time the God will give punishment for you, not for him, because you came in between to help him. So this is the theory. If you understand the Yoga Parampara concept of Patriji, it is available in YouTube, in website. Clearly, he gave the stages of the soul: Karma Yogam, Jnana Yogam, Raja Yogam, again advanced stage of Jnana Yogam, and then advanced of Karma Yogam. So, in so many lifetimes, we are crossing one by one. In 300 lifetimes, we are coming to Jnana Yoga. That's why you are able to cross this door and then you are here today. It is not a joke. If you look into your past lives, you might have done so many things in the past. Then only you can come here to the meditation. So the spiritual science service is like giving only the wisdom and meditation to the people who are in suffering. Then only they can completely stand on their own legs for anything, material or spiritual, and they become completely independent and like God. That is what Jesus Christ did. That's why he gave only the Bible. That is what Lord Krishna did. Lord Krishna did Govardhan Giri, like our Rajiv Gurukalpa, okay? Equal to our Rajiv Gurukalpa. But at the end of life, what he gave? He gave Bhagavad Gita only. Today we praise politicians because they gave so many houses to the poor. It is utter stupidity. We have to give them meditation and wisdom. They earn their own home automatically. This is how it will work. So being an evolved soul, you have to make a call to not to finger into others' karma by helping them in a monetary way. This is what I thought for all cervical spondylitis, frozen shoulders, and hand problems. By the time they come to me, definitely they will have a big list. In Anadana Ashram, I am doing this, and this, I am doing this, there I am doing that. Big list will be there. And they will have a list of diseases also on their body. Because that karma, they take it. So after understanding the true path, the wisdom, We are here to help the other people only through wisdom, only through meditation. Exceptionally, for every rule, there is got an exception. In 1 lakh, one case. There is a lady who contacted me from Canada, and she is in such a terrible state. Husband made a big mess, and she paid some 350K money for that, and he died after that. And she is living in a basement, and no food. Child is going to college last 6 months. They are about to vacate and go to India or go to some other place because they can't continue. 3 months rent is due, and she is a good meditator though. So such a terrible areas where we see, and then automatically we try to help, provided if they are learning the lessons in a perfect way. Today, within a span of 1.5 to 2 years, she got the job in spite of 2,000 applications for a job in Canada that you know very well. She got the job. Her daughter completed her degree, and she is doing job again. And it is a happy family today. So everywhere we apply the same thing, the spiritual wisdom. Once they understand the wisdom, and if they walk on that path, even though it is tough a bit, but finally they can reach the solution. So that's why whatever the concepts I learned from Patri sir in the initial days, there are around 25 to 30 concepts I learned from Patriji like this. In this tour, I am teaching only Patriji concepts, but where I applied according to my own 25 years of journey in the disease, I am just telling. It is not just like giving you a kind of threatening or something. These are all just my research observations. How greatly the theory is there behind each and every illness. Simply we put the illness into doctor's hands and we throw money through the insurance. But we are missing the opportunity of learning something with the disease. For me, the disease is like a friend came onto your body to tell you that, hey, you are going away from your original potential. Work on your potential. Then you are there already. Any problems with root chakra, you need to work on the hard work patterns and fear patterns. Problems with uterus in the second level, okay, in Swadhisthana chakra area, kidney troubles or uterus are all colon area problems. It's all about working on the emotional component, emotional balance, and then taking little pleasures in day-to-day life, and flexibility factor, because water is flexible. You have to be flexible enough after reaching a point. And when you are operating with Manipuraka area problems like liver problems, diabetes, gastritis, all the Manipuraka problems is a power failure and ego trips. That you need to work on that. When you are operating an anahata with lungs problems and heart problems, it is heart wisdom, compassion, kindness, all the positive qualities. And with the lungs, understanding the wind element. Thyroid, already I explained you. The speech mechanism and singing and mauna. If they are too much talkative, any thyroid patient, we put them onto 40-day silence tablet. When they do 40-day silence or 3-month silence, how much bigger they are unnecessarily talking in day-to-day life, just with telepathy, all the things are manifesting, they will understand. The speech automatically reduced and the thyroid will go away automatically. And there are people who are very timid. They are not expressive. They will have 100 things inside, they never express. We pull them to mic and we give them mic onto the dais. The more they speak, the more they express, automatically the thyroid gland open up. So that is how we can understand through chakra, we can understand through body part, we can understand the disease spectrum. We are working on so many autism cases. In US itself, I am working with more than 80 cases, autism. Once the parents are set by emotion, by energy, and in the house we keep all the 10 energy supports like pyramids, crystals, plants, soft music, higher color curtains, removing the unwanted lumber, all that energy supports is a big lesson that we apply. When the energy is set right, automatically the kid becomes a little bit better. When parents come into plant-based diet and meditation, and if they understand the purpose and start working with the spiritual children, by the time more than 70-80% they get relief. At least the quality of life will improve. Sometimes they see the past life of the kid, or they themselves they see their past lives. Why they got this kind of problem? Why they attracted it? Then that gives them a complete answer. So this is what Last 25 years, the whole spiritual tablets team, we did a good job. The initial concepts of Patriji are few, but later, when I am traveling with my patient gods, they taught me beautiful lessons. And then a lot of dream analysis, situation analysis, object analysis, we developed over a period of time. And wonderfully, we are operating with this. My duty is to people whenever stuck with the disease, with washing powder, nirma and surf. Okay, we rub them like anything, make a white cloth, and leave it to PSSM for these guys. Okay, to do volunteering, to do yajnas, to construct pyramids. That is what we do. Okay, thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah. So 10 minutes we do meditation, and after that, if you have any questions, I will answer your questions. Next slide. It is good that he is asking us to meditate. Okay, so for the new people, I give music later. 5 minutes, yeah. For the newcomers,
Anyone want fire break? Break, 2 minutes break.
Yeah.
Okay.
anybody want to go for water? Or, yeah, that's it.
అందరం కిందికి పోయేటోళ్ళం.
Question answer. So if you have the chair, you cross the legs, clasp the hands, close your eyes. Clasp the hands. You keep your spine a bit erect in the beginning. After that, you can lean backwards if you want. Chin a bit down. And close your eyes. And observe normal, natural, soft breathing. Any time and any place is okay for meditation. Just observe. Just observe normal, natural, soft breathing. If you get any thoughts, cut those thoughts and come on to the breathing.
Please keep your phones in mute.
Keep the phones in silent mode to not to disturb the others' meditation. Remove the spectacles. During meditation, spectacles are not required. Kalada diseyali. Padarendu muskoni. Swasa meeda dhyasa. Sahajamaina swasa meeda dhyasa. Aparamaina pranashakti. During meditation, we are crossing 3 doors. The first door is the physical eye, Charma Chakshu. Consciously, we are closing the physical eyes. Now the energy is internalized. Now the second door, the mental eye, Mano Chakshu, where the wandering thoughts will automatically come. To stop the thoughts, to make the mind empty, to close the second door, the mental eye, manochakshu, we need to observe the breath, which is nothing but the Anapanasati. Ana means in breathe, Pana means out breathe, Sati means being with the breath. Normal, natural, soft breathing. When you observe breath, the thoughts will cessate and you will go into thoughtless mind. That is where the internal energy pass through the third door, the divine eye, the Divichakshu. The third great happening where we receive tremendous amount of cosmic energy into our energy body. Charma Chakshu, Manochakshu, Divichakshu. Physical eye, mental eye, and divine eye. These are the three doors with which we are operating, and it is a scientific process. We are doing meditation to receive more and more cosmic energy and to tune to alternate frequencies. When we are sitting here for receiving energy, we should not do activities where we spend energy like chanting or visualizing or taking deep breaths or shallow breaths. No voluntary effort. Just normal, natural, soft breath that is coming and going, the swasakriya. That we are observing. When you are observing, there won't be any thoughts. When you realize that you are into thoughts, that you are not observing your breath. So cut the thoughts and come out of the breath again. This is the process. This is very, very simple. Meditation is very, very easy. Practice makes one perfect. The more you meditate, the more the cosmic energy you gain. Just observe normal, natural, soft breathing. Temples are the best places to meditate. Devalayale, Dhyanalayale. I just play a soft instrumental music just to cut down the external noises. But you need to observe a breath. The moment you realize that you are into thoughts, cut those thoughts and come onto the breath again. Dhyanam, Sarvaroga Nivarani, Sakala Bhogakarani, Satya Jnana Prasadani. సహజమైన శ్వాస మీద ధ్యాస. Just observe normal, natural, soft breathing. One should not open their eyes during meditation. Keep the eyes closed and observe breath. Don't open your eyes until I say okay. Normal, natural, soft breathing. Next 1 minute. Seconds. Notice both hands on your wrist. दोनों हाथ घुमा के रखिए. पंचे तरीका में देखो. वही आगे. Notice that you want to see what you are doing. Open your hands. Open your eyes. Okay. Get longer meditation. Good. For the beginners, usually lightness of the body, heaviness of the body, and you may get some colors or pictures in the third eye point or pain, and you may feel like completely into thoughts when you are doing alone at home. Every time, don't expect that meditation will really calm. At times, you will fall asleep, but you need to keep continue. Hanuman Chalisa. Hanuman means Vaiputri. Chalisa means 40 days. 40 days. If you are with your breath, you completed one Hanuman Chalisa. Like that too, with the support of online meditations regularly, they are conducting in every area. And so all the three do's Patriji gave: reading spiritual books, dhyana, doing meditation, dhyana, reading spiritual books, swadhyayam, and sajjana sangatya, sharing experience. These are the only three key things on which the whole PSSM is made. And over a period of time, based on the people, based on the task, we developed a wonderful wisdom. But everything comes under the big global PSSM umbrella. And can you all show that video, please? Yeah. So group meditation is always wonderful. In India, we do Dhyana Mahachakrams, where 30,000, 40,000 people will gather and they do meditation with music. Morning 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., 3 hours non-stop. Similarly, evening an hour. So that meditation, a lot of people coming and giving their wisdom, and everything put together. For me, it looks like, see, for the body's sake, we go for a holiday, and for the soul's sake, you need to attend the yajnas like this, where you can understand where exactly you stand, and the whole year program you can make. I call it as a 1 year soul program. Yearly soul program you can make. What to do in the upcoming year. That you will understand much better, and you will get a great guidance with a lot of masters, and especially you get wonderful connections. So that wonderful connections you get across the globe. That is very, very important. Wherever you go, you can find your own soul family, and you can find your soul family there. And before last year, it happened in Dallas, and then last year in Raleigh, and now in LA. People from UK, Australia, so many places they are coming to attend this yajna, and eminent speakers also. Let us watch that video. Video section. It is not in the YouTube.
I mean, we have seen that. Everybody.
Everybody saw that video? The MLS video? Most of them. Okay. Yeah. అది ఇక్కడ ఎలా పెట్టారు ఇంతవరకు ల్యాప్టాప్ అంతా తీస్తారా యూట్యూబ్ సార్
Search.
Anyone has any doubts? Right? At the time video play. Health and spirituality area. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's it.
You can sit, sir.
No worries. I mean, easiness comes.
Yeah.
Thank you for the every word, whatever you said. I was so much connected. And thank you for that. And thank you for everyone to organize and making that. And I have questions, but before that, I have to tell you one sorry to give you. When I met you in the MMS2, I was thinking this guy is going to sell some tablets or something. So I don't want to attend this session. But for that feeling, I'm sorry for that. I would have met. If I met at that time, I would have got this information out. Thank you. The two questions I have is, I have hyperhidrosis, which I have excessive strength. What does that mean? Second question, some people will not have the visualization effect, right? I mean, visualization, they cannot streamline the visualization. What that means and how can they do it in both cases?
Yeah. See, specifically for special illnesses, I need to sit in one-on-one to explain you those things, complex things.
Yeah.
Okay, that goes much better.
Yeah.
And especially the one which you are telling, I need to explain from different areas. Okay.
Right.
In general questions, I can answer you. Thank you. Music.
Maybe the laptop. Yeah, we have seen that this one.
No, some people in the ground are saying, I want to explain certain things.
Oh, okay.
You keep it fast. The problems you are saying are into medication and all is going on?
No, not that.
Okay. Yeah.
And I truly believe whatever you answer you said.
Yeah. And there are areas where day one we may not know. Theoretically, we may relate it immediately to a particular chakra and then particular area based on the pathology of the disease. But when we work with them, based on their spiritual experiences, their purpose, childhood ideas, the connecting dots will give us the actual result.
Okay.
That's why rare disorders which we have not even worked out, we may not immediately pinpoint the results also.
Okay.
That's why special disorders sometimes we need to work on it. That is how it will go. Yeah.
Understanding the true power of something makes you engage with it, not just through action, but with deep gratitude. That's what MMS3 is, an energetic celebration of consciousness happening this August 30th, 31st, and September 1st in Los Angeles, California. This is not just an event. It's a sacred gathering of over 1,200 meditators coming together for powerful group meditations. Here, you can experience the presence of not just physical masters, but also astral masters. It's a space where deep meditation and energy exchange uplift you soul. You'll be immersed in long morning and evening meditations, soothing live music, and enlightening talks by PSSM speakers. There will be transformative knowledge sharing sessions, engaging guest speakers, panel discussions, inspiring youth empowerment sessions, and real, heart-opening stories of spiritual breakthroughs. But the journey doesn't end there. You return home not just inspired, but deeply shifting. carrying a wave of high vibrational energy that touches your life and those around you. This is the kind of energy that uplifts your spirit, expands your consciousness, and creates ripples of transformation wherever you go. And what makes it even more special? MMS3 is for all age groups. You are welcome to come along with your entire family. Everyone is invited. Thoughtful arrangements have been made for kids, with special sessions designed just for them. While parents immerse in deep meditations without any disturbances, children will be engaged in fun and meaningful activities like games, crafts, drawing, and even meditation, planting seeds of awareness in their tender hearts. Because kids learn from watching their parents, and what better gift than showing them the path of inner peace? And there's more to feel gratitude for. Everything is offered in love. Delicious vegetarian food, water, tea, fruits, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all completely free. There will also be vibrant cultural performances, adding color and joy to the experience. You'll connect with thousands of fellow meditators in a loving, heart-centered community. And if you choose to volunteer, you'll experience the joy of offering spiritual science service. Thanks for your experience. So come, be part of this sacred energy. Let recharge with healing fire. Because your evolution doesn't just help you, it uplifts the world around you. Register now. MMS3 awaits.
I'm no typical.
Thank you for playing. See, in this, some important points I would like to tell you because I have been doing this yajna in India since last 25 years. And I will send a lot of my patients to attend that yajna and stay there for 3 days or 5 days or a week if it is possible. The reason behind most of the surgical problems, when they are in that group energy, because of that ripple effect, it gives them a great cure. Whatever the experiences which we are unable to get at the home area with our day-to-day energy, we may not go away beyond experiences. But this is a place where that intense long hours of meditations with a group will give us a wonderful opportunity to gain more experiences. And here, again, the seniors especially, as a senior masters, whatever we take, already we took something from the meditation. And now it is our turn to give our own energy as a boon to that yajna. In olden days, lot of yajnas, rishis and they used to do for the Loka Kalyana. And people used to give their own samhita means that wood that will fire and then that gives the whole earth the peace and whatever. So similarly, whatever we took, that we need to return by participating in it. It's not the question of money, I feel. One has to participate there and you have to be there and meditate along with other people. When you are giving your own energy and that gives a great ripple effect, and the beginners who are going to come and they clearly experience their own next level. And especially the children. When we bring children over there, automatically they learn a lot of things. They listen a lot, they observe a lot. And during that period when they are moving, the little meditation 5-10 minutes they do, because of that energy, they will get their own wonderful experiences. Today, we are struggling like anything to make our children to understand the culture, what we have back in India. These are the areas where really if you can bring and then if they leave them there, that is where they understand from there they came. If we simply attend alone and then leave the children because they don't like it, that is how slowly we are separating them from the roots from there where we came. That's why today, all my family members, we always go as a group and they cut a lot of jokes on us. If you bring Apasi family, then that is good enough. 40 people will be there, 60 people will be there, the 3 rows will be covered in every place. That is how we attend usually. Because children must do some volunteering there and they have to understand from the younger age what we are doing, where we are heading in our life. It is a family event. And participating by Tanmandan. Whatever the time, you can volunteer and then you can support that yajna, because the whole event, according to Patriji, every time we are struggling to do it with Annadana, free food, and then the whole program is free. The same yajnas in the developed countries, if you see, they charge at least 350 rupees, 400 rupees, $600 for the 3-day programs. Only you need to sort out only the accommodation. What we have to do is we have to attend to reap all the benefits. People who can support, of course, they can support in a big way. Last year, the budget in Raleigh, it is around almost like 90K, and now it is reaching up to 150K. So the seniors, they need to feel their shoulder full of responsibility to give whatever they gained through the meditation by coming a big amount of support. Before conclusion, when I realized the importance of Ananda Brahma programs in India, because Patriji coined that word, Ananda Brahma, and Enjoyment Science Academy. He just told and he left it. Almost for 4 years, nobody talked about it, anything. I used to go every time because I am getting my own kind of intuitive guidance to create awareness in the rural masses. We need to do something. That is what my idea. And after 2012, we started doing this Ananda Brahma programs where it will be a simple spiritual cultural program. And the whole program is only to promote meditation and plant-based diet and pyramid power. Slowly we started, and by the end of 6th year, we reached to a public ground in Andhra University in Visakhapatnam. I did the first major program, mega cultural event, with almost like a 40 lakhs budget. All the cine celebrities, you name it, they are there on the dais. And politicians came. At any point, you see 20,000 people. Everybody comes and first they think that like it is a real estate program. But the whole program is only for meditation and plant-based. All the stalls are related to meditation only. And year by year, we started increasing it. And last time in Vijayanagaram, in Siriman Utsvam, we did, the budget is almost like 60 lakhs. And 1.5 lakh people will come into the city for that festival. And everybody is there during all the 3 days in the ground. And we erected a big pyramids. After that program, we got almost like 3,000 connections. So initially we used to fear about doing such kind of programs. If at all a real estate guy or someone else doing a cultural program with cine celebrities to promote, why not we do? If it is the way to inculcate a seed in the younger brains, especially the rural masses, then we have to do that. It may be a bit strange for you why we went into that area of thing. Almost like 12, 15 years ago, I landed in Delhi. I am supposed to attend a program, a meditation class like this, and I have to go back to airport immediately. My time is hardly 5 hours. When I entered into the taxi, he said to reach that area, it takes 2 hours. I opened the map. I see completely one area of the Delhi is completely in red color. Because there is a cricket match, it is a pop show is going on. Some name is there, I forgot. And 80,000 people will attend that. That's why the entire area is completely blocked. And I went around 2 hours in a round way. And then I came back. And when I sat in my flight, I am thinking, I am a god, no? Why I have to take a wrong route? This guy is a pop singer. For him, I have to go away around the road. No, something is fishy here. I have to learn something. Then I started working on it. And I thought, Patriji says, Dhyana Jagat, Pyramid Jagat, Sakar Jagat. There are 80,000 people in that ground only for the pop music. And those people don't know Shakaharam and vegetarianism and meditation. Who will tell them? Then I decided, I need to have a dais like that. From that dais, I have to tell about meditation and plant-based diet. Okay, let me create that dais. That is my inspiration. I started year by year. and then we reached the dais. From that point, we are able to pick meditation today. I will show you those videos and photos. There are 13 celebrities like Sini Singer, Dhananjay, Kalpana, and Ram Miriala, everybody on the dais, and they all meditated. Today, almost like 8 or 9 artists from Jabardast, they are doing meditation. You will find pyramids in their home because of this Ananda Brahma banner. And after doing that big program, somehow I realized, and I divided that program into, like 12. I said across AP, from now onwards, we don't do big program. We do small programs everywhere, like the mini DMs we are doing. And since January till today, they did almost like 14 programs in all the festivals, like Amavara Jatra, wherever happens. There we have an Ananda Brahma dance, and the whole program, music, dance, culture, art will be there, but it happens only to promote meditation. In between the songs, we show 3 minutes, 2 minutes videos like this. And that seeds, it is a seeding. Whenever they get a problem, then they will find the pyramid center or meditation, or they find me, Dr. GK, to come into meditation. So this is how Patriji started the yajna also. We can do simple 1 day or half-day programs. But whenever we are doing in a big way, lot of energy is going to create. People will understand in a big picture that, why they have to come into this. So that's why annual program must happen. And that is where we are creating a big energy pool. And all the beginners, whom they are coming, they will be convinced by spending there just for 3 days. Okay? So I want to see every one of you here in Bhagwan Meditation Summit, Los Angeles. I came from UK. You cannot simply say, oh, it is in LA, I am in East Coast. No. For you, it is 4 hours. Okay, I came 1.5 months before, like a marriage is happening here. So try to utilize that great opportunity to support, to attend, and to give your own boon to that program. Okay? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Wonderful wisdom, my master. I mean, there's nothing, no words to express. Just you have to feel by your own soul experience. A lot of journey. I mean, what SAR spoke is not even 1 month of what he has learned from Patriji and the experience that he has gained over a period of time. SAR just spoke about Andaman, India, every nook and corner we covered. UK he has covered. Internationally now, SAR is all over the place. Wherever we have bigger events, we usually have SAR's opportunity to be part of it. And in Mega Meditation Summit as well, we have got good slot for SAR to speak and then promote the meditation. So I would urge each and every one of you to think about it. Make sure that you are.
Everyone is coming.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Everyone, please come. Everyone, please come. Reserve your spot. That's how we put it. Reserve your spot. Make sure that you are there. We are all going to be there. There are like 25 masters in Virginia, just in Virginia, and about 5 or 6 masters in Maryland. About 30 of us are coming from DMV area. So we're going to have a lot of fun. Please book your tickets. Everything is free. That's the point, right? Everything is free. We are here to serve you if you can only allow us to serve. Okay? All right? Thank you. So we'll take a group picture and we go from. Coming, right? Coming, yeah, coming. Yes. Go. Huh? Seriously? It's not a problem. What happened? You did one here?
I have to put it to my wife. Every day she asks me, what you did today? Please go for the, okay, you're doing something.
Come on. Oh, you're taking.
Something.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Kamal and Sukrita, all the way they came, Richmond and picked me up today morning.
1, 2, 3.
Local camera.
Yeah.
If you want.
Can you will come, I'll take.
Okay.
Yeah.
Madam, you don't know.
It's okay.
No, no, you have.
I'll take a.
I'll get it. I got it. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Food time.
Anybody here who wants to become doctor from the childhood and not? Raise your hand.
Sukrita.
Some sort of doctor, I guess.
Yeah,
Doctor.
so you can become doctor. So already you need one more doctor. Changing that one. And then one more here.
So big.
So you have 3 people. Yeah. If you're not a visual doctor, you can work for the doctor.
Brahmarshi